Hi Sagittarius, here's part 2 of your reading. Unfortunately, I got cut off when I got to passion in part 1. It wasn't meant to be part 1 and part 2, but it's just turned out like that. So basically, to summarise, your bittersweet relationship with this person who is on your mind and who is going through a transformation at the moment created a lot of sadness in you. There seemed to be a lot of trickery going on, a lot of conflict, a lot of despondency, a lot of impasse, a lot of you feeling in a stalemate, blindfolded situation because you didn't know what was going on. Basically, communication was great sometimes and sometimes just wasn't enough for you to feel happy at all, and hence the breakup of that relationship, a parting of the ways which you really didn't understand. There was a lot of confusion over that parting. Why was there a parting? You started using your wisdom and working out that there was possibly a third person, or because the person was a workaholic, as it says up here, that the work was just more important than you. But in that time that you've been apart, that person's been going through a tower moment, and this has been happening to this person, your person, since May the 10th, because Jupiter, who's your planet, moved into Aries on May the 10th and has worked really hard on expansion for Sagittarius, and the expansion card has been repeated, which really confirms its success. Also, the blessings and abundance card that Jupiter carries has been repeated. Again, something that is very, very important in your journey. So having had that situation, having had a breakup, having had no communication basically, and you feeling confused, you growing in such a way as to become more wise, more creative, getting your business going. You've put passion on hold for a while. There you are, just doing your stuff, reading, writing, developing your business sense, not really going out, socializing, trying to find a new love, whilst wondering whether this one would ever come back. But fate has got its hand in the situation, and we have had the Chariot card twice. Now, if you're used to my readings, you will see that I do a tarot card reading first, and then I use my major arcana to see if I get any repeats. And I did get repeats, but obviously the camera shut down. We've got a repeat on the Chariot. Now, the Chariot is my fate card, and excuse me, and basically what my belief in the Chariot is that you don't really need to do anything. And as I said earlier in my reading, have patience. Patience is a Sagittarian trait. Wait for this person to get in touch with you, because I really believe they will. And the Strength card has been repeated twice as well, which shows me again that the right thing to do is to wait, to be patient. It may be you become so wise, and Temperance has played a part in your life. We've had Temperance 3 times, in that you won't accept this person's explanation, that maybe the love will be so strong and you have wished upon a star, and we've got that card twice, that you will be so relieved and full of joy when this person comes along, that you will accept their explanation. We've had the Judgment card twice, which is basically the Karma card, and it's saying that things always come around the way they're meant to, basically, and karma never gets it wrong. So he's learnt his lessons, or she's learnt her lessons, and you will be the one sitting in the sunshine, because this person is your sunshine, and together you can create a very beautiful situation, and he makes you feel happier when he's around, or she's around, and they are your sunshine. And you have been feeling quite sad in all this time. He or she will show great perseverance in getting this situation going with you. You will be the Empress, very cool, very calm. You are the Queen of Wands, of course, and I'm going to pick those cards up in a moment. Just to tell you, you've got 4 aces, each of the aces, which is an amazing thing. This is a beautiful love reading, and you've got all 4 aces, which really puts this love situation in a very positive light. We got the High Priestess card also. These tell a story, and I'm going to go to these now. So basically, this is what your person has been going through. We asked the question, what is Sagittarian's person going through? We got the Hermit card, which could indicate that the person has gone through a lot of solitary thinking, a lot of solitude, aloneness, but could also possibly be a Virgo. They have also been feeling overtaxed, overstretched, sad, struggling, overwhelmed without you. And their life has not felt very satisfactory at all. And so there's been a complete change, a complete transformation in the way they're thinking and being. The Moon card shows that they've been thinking about this, struggling through it, feeling very bad, having sort of serious moments of anxiety and worry and confusion and a big feeling of loss, and thinking, Sagittarius is my person. I don't want to lose out on Sagittarius. I'd better make some moves before Sagittarius becomes a thing of the past. So they sort of started magicking up the situation and putting it right, either getting out of a relationship that was stressful, full of trickery and not what they deserved or wanted to be in. It was only for materialism and for their social standing and not to be judged. And possibly that was one reason. Or they stopped being the workaholic that they had been, thinking that is not worth it. And so we come to a point where they start to make progress after the delay. They start to show signs of movement in their own head, in their own life. And then we got the 9 of Wands, which is saying they're getting the courage now, the stamina. The final push is coming. It's not arrived yet, but the final push is coming. And if they've made a loss or lost a lot through giving up their job or through giving up a relationship where they've had to divide their property, they don't care. They're going to put their skills to work, and they know that they can make it again. They're going to put their craft to work, their talents to work, and their skills will develop and get them back to a position of financial stability. So they're willing to give up on financial stability to get their Sagittarius back. Now here you are, the Queen of Wands, waiting, sitting very calmly, patient, wondering whether they will ever get in touch. You know that they will, really. You know that at some point in your life you will hear from them, but you don't know when. And you have learned now through going through relationships, possibly you've had a numerous amount, not millions or anything, but you've had a few relationships that have broken down, that have been unsatisfactory, and this has been the best one of the lot, that this is worth waiting for. And sometimes you're better off being alone than settling. And I think a lot of Sagittarians have come to that conclusion. I was saying this in the Libra reading, that Libra often are in love with love and would settle just because they felt happy being loved. Sagittarians don't need to be loved. They're not in love with love, but they feel, obviously they jump straight in, do Sagittarians. They're a different sign to Libra. And when they feel it, they jump straight in without giving it enough thought. And this time you've realised you have to give it serious thought. And you've had lots of options given to you. I think you're a very attractive personality, and there are a lot of men that want to meet you, but you're very dismissive of them, because when you're in love with someone, you can't pretend. You can't pretend to want to be with someone else. For you, that person is the only thing. Unfortunately, that is a bad Sagittarian trait, because you can waste a lot of time waiting for one person that might not be worth it. But in this case, I think it might be worth it. And so you've sat it out. You've got on with your developments. You've got on with your talents. You've got on with creating money, with your progress. And that's going to be another phenomenal point of success for you while Jupiter is in Aries. But you are balancing your opportunities at the same time. And you know that if you are going to be in a relationship with someone, you want a perfectly balanced relationship. You don't want one toppling the other over. And if this person comes forwards, which I think they will, you will be having this perfect alignment, totally perfect symmetrical alignment with this person. And you have got the 9 of Cups here, which is basically your wishes being fulfilled. So you have wished upon a star. We've got that there 3 times. And your happy ending is coming. You are going to be feeling committed and content to this person, but you have to listen to what they have to say first. And you, being the High Priestess, are going to be a hard one to talk to, because they're going to be scared, because they know you are not just anybody, just any old fool. You are going to be asking serious questions and asking why they didn't tell you, why they thought they could get away with it. Possibly, and I hope so, the Wheel of Fortune is going to work in both your favours, and you're going to reach a point of teamwork, focused effort, and a coming together, and there will be success through hard work for you both. The temple path will be your place, because you have spiritually evolved, as I explained in all those cards at the beginning of part 1, that your spiritual elevation has really affected the way you will be in relationships from now on. Although you're very sensuous and sexy, that's not going to be your priority. Your thinking brain, whether you're a man or a woman, you're the thinking woman or the thinking man, that is more important to you. To you, sexual attractiveness comes from a thinking, thoughtful stance, someone who cares about the universe, someone who cares about humanity, someone who cares about the robins and the animals that are being poached, and about all the bad things that are going on in the world. Those things matter more to you than a sort of knees up or a nightclub visit. You have changed in the last 10 years, and you're on that temple path. That doesn't mean you're not going to have fun, because the door to romance is opening and you'll have a lot of fun together, of course, but it's going to be a sort of more sacred relationship than it was before. And whether it's the man holding the heart or the woman holding the heart, both of you are going to have a piece of each other's heart. When you come towards each other with the heart, you're going to feel a coming together of total unity, a divine connection, a twin flame connection, a soulmates connection. You're their forever person, and they are your forever person. And I think, Sagittarius, as hard as it's for you to believe at this present moment, I think you'll be sitting somewhere after May the 16th, 23, going like, oh wow, this is just perfect. This is what everybody wants, and I'm so fortunate to have it. Just have the strength to sit it out. And if this person, you have come to the realization, as I said in part 1, you are happy in yourself now. You are enough. If you read my caption, You are enough. You know you've worked on yourself. You know you are a pure person with a very pure heart and spirit. And you are enough for this person, for any person. And you are going to be happy with or without this person. That's for sure. So if it doesn't work out with this person, which I think it will, there is another person, because this is your year of true love. And it doesn't mean that this is the only year you can find true love. You can find true love anytime, but you will find it more easily in this period up to May the 16th, 23. And Jupiter, today is January the 3rd. We've now gone into January the 4th, the early hours of the Jupiter is starting to work very hard for you now. Although we're in a retrograde, a Mercury and Mars retrograde, that is very, very fortunate from a person's point of view if you're in love with someone from the past, because they usually come back in these retrogrades. And so this is just the perfect time for a past lover that you love to come back. So we've got the Mars retrograde until the 12th of January, and we've got the Mercury retrograde until the 18th of January. So let's watch this space and see what happens. They do come back other times, not just in the retrogrades, but the retrogrades are pulling them. Like we've got the Chariot cards here. Fate is pulling people. You know, some people don't believe in fate, but I do. I've had 3 situations in my life where everything has changed in 24 hours, and some for the good, some for the bad. But our whole lives have changed due to something happening, something being declared, something you can't change. You know, you can't change everything. Sometimes some things, there's that poem, please give me the courage to accept what I can change. Or, you know, it's such an important poem. I don't have the exact words in my head, but sometimes you can't change things. Fate is at work. Fate changes things and changes the ball game for everyone in that situation. Well, fate's going to be in control now. Just hold on, Sagittarius, because things are changing for you, and you'll be feeling that heart very, very soon. Have a good 2023.